In a video call, marine geologist Sigrid held up a core sample, and the fossil layers of the giant clamshell were as distinct as tree rings of time under the camera. She tapped the specimen box lightly with her fingertips, and her voice came through the screen. "Look at the growth rings on this shell. Those formed in the high-pressure deep sea are as dense as a spider's web, each hiding changes in seawater salinity, while the rings in the shallow sea layer are sparse and open, allowing tiny rays of light to pass through. It's these alternating dense and sparse layers that have made clams the most faithful recorders of the Earth, over hundreds of millions of years of seabed rise and fall." She picked up a pearl left by her mother, its surface glowing with a warm luster. My mother spent her entire life on deep-sea drilling ships. Over 30 years, she collected hundreds of shell fossils. She always said the wisdom of shells lies in deposition, slowly and steadily transforming every crustal movement, every ocean current shift into layers on the shell, and hiding the rigor and persistence of scientific exploration deep within the stacked hard shells. She had a clear request for the earmuff design. No fancy decorations. "I want to recreate the texture of a geological specimen, as if wrapping the shell's growth history and deep-sea memories layer by layer around my ears." Following her request, I forged a stacked shell ring structure from 925 sterling silver. Each silver ring was crafted strictly according to the layer ratio of the giant clam fossil, with naturally formed irregular overlapping marks and subtle protrusions deliberately retained. After all, shells in the deep sea never grow according to a unified template. Those seemingly imperfect details are the truest imprints of geological changes. Treatment was the core of presenting the geological texture. I polished the silver layer, simulating the deep-sea environment with a matte finish, creating a rough texture with fine granularity. Running a finger over it, one could clearly feel the uneven surface, as if sensing the invisible tension of deep-sea pressure on shell growth. Meanwhile, the silver layer simulating the shallow sea environment was polished to a mirror-like smoothness, reflecting a sharp metallic luster when light shone on it, capturing the appearance of shells stretching freely in the shallow sea sunlight. Her mother's pearl was precisely set in the center of the earmuffs, tightly surrounded by layers of silver shells, without a single extra gap, yet forming a natural rhythm through the stacking. The edges of each silver shell were polished repeatedly to ensure the pearl was stable and secure, while perfectly simulating the heavy sense of a shell, wrapping its core through tens of millions of years of deposition. On the day Sigrid boarded the deep-sea drilling ship wearing the earmuffs, the searchlights on the deck swept over her white coat. The polished shallow sea layer instantly reflected a dazzling cold light, while the matte deep-sea layer lay steadily in the shadows. The central pearl swayed gently as she bent down to analyze the core sample, like a living fossil, carrying geological history layered on itself. Every time I touch the rough deep-sea layer of the earmuffs, I think of my mother's focused look as she stared at the pressure gauge on the drilling platform. She said with a soft smile, stroking the earmuffs. She always said shell fossils are the Earth's diary, with every layer filled with natural codes. Now these earmuffs remind me every day that scientific exploration is like shell deposition. There are no shortcuts. Only by taking one step at a time, transforming every data record and every sample analysis into my own knowledge layers, can I move forward. Today, this pair of earmuffs rests firmly around her ears. The matte deep-sea layer carries the depth and thickness of geology. The polished shallow sea layer embodies the clarity and transparency of science, and the pearl shines brightly among the stacked silver shells, holding the persistent dedication of 2 generations of marine geologists to growth through deposition. Just as giant clam fossils always remember to carefully carve every seabed movement and every deep-sea story into their layered shells, these earmuffs have become Sigrid's spiritual totem, witnessing her steadfast journey along her mother's footsteps in exploring the mysteries of the deep sea.